here we have some MATLAB built-in function to compute the integration. So we have two function, mainly traps and come traps. So traps is the common function to find by compute the integral of y with respect to x using trapezoidal method. Okay, for come traps, it computes the cumulative integral of y with respect to x. So it gives you for each part. We will show now in this example. Okay, we have x, okay, and we have y. And now, if you write the built-in function traps y xy, then the answer will be 1400. But if you want to know the accumulative or the cumulative integral of each at each point, from for example from this point to this point and from this point to this point until reach it, so you make come traps x and y. When you write this function, the answer will be start from 0, then the first part it will 137.50, then 300, then so on until the last column, it will be exactly this value. But the difference between them is its cumulative integral of y with respect to x. Also, we have some other built-in function. It's maybe it's described for function. Okay, not related numerical for number. No, in trapezoid, and you have number x and y, but suppose that you have equation. You have equation and you want to find the integral of this equation between two limits. So for example, in equation a squares dx, in equation you want to find to integrate it using the limits. So we have two function here, two built-in function here. The first one is quad f of x, and the limits are a and b, and another function integral f of x, a and b. So they are only same, but they are using different methods of integration. Okay, so this is for example the quad, it use adaptive Simpson quadrature, and the one use the adaptive quadrature and default error tolerance. So only the difference between them is the method of integration. Okay, so let's take an example. You have this equation and you want to integrate it between 0 and a. So now quad between parentheses at x, because it's equation as we learned before, then you write the full equation. So remember that when you write it, 1 dot over x minus 0.3 between parentheses dot power 2 plus 0.01 plus 1 dot, okay, over x minus 0.9 dot 0 point. So when you divide or you multiply or when you make power, you have to put dot. Okay, then the parameters a and b are 0 and 1. So using quad method, the answer will be 29.86, and using integral, so it will give the same way, same number, it will be 2986.